People have a lot of speculation on why JK unfollowed a bunch of people. What's going on with that? People are talking about a backlash on a specific interviewer's Instagram account, as well as JK allegedly deleting a social media account, and what's going on with that. So hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Let's get into it. Not too long ago, there was an interviewer who interviewed BTS, and people in general loved her. And it was very strange how now there seems to be a whole switch up on her. If you don't remember her or need a refresher, she did an interview with all of the BTS members, I believe on a video call. And she went from oldest to youngest, and she asked each of them actual questions and real questions. Now, I'm not sure entirely if she did specialize in K-pop interviews before BTS, but a lot of what she has done now has been with K-pop stars, so she definitely knows what she is doing, and she actually asked BTS really good questions, which is what a lot of different interviewers never did. She got a lot of backlash for this interview because when she asked V about his voice, she used the word sexy to describe his voice, and V thought that it was funny and fun and decided to make a kissy face when he heard the word sexy. As V was waiting for the translation to come in, he was just kind of mimicking her and kind of making cute faces towards her. And then when he got the question, he was able to answer. To me, it was pretty obvious that he was waiting for the translation. However, a lot of people took it as there was a lot of sexual tension between them, and that's why they didn't talk. And there are people who even ship them together, like fan edits of them together. And the only time the two have ever communicated with each other was during this interview. I think that this is very interesting. Now, what has happened was apparently the community fell in love with her after this interview, and a lot of people started to follow her, especially since she was interviewing and talking with a lot of different K-pop stars. She then posted something on Threads, which I'm not entirely sure if it was deleted or not, but she posted basically asking about what was going on within the BTS community. Not too long ago, there was a post that was made talking about how Big Bang was addressing their impact on the K-pop industry. And a lot of people who were BTS fans were very upset about this because they were saying that BTS was the one that paved the way, and only that. My opinion on this is that obviously Big Bang paved a different way, but obviously BTS has paved a different way too. Now you can argue and say BTS paved more of the way and was able to push further into the mainstream market and do what BTS has done, which I definitely agree. But of course, the group that comes before BTS would have done something, obviously, right? And especially given how big Big Bang was, clearly they were able to do something. They didn't just sit around and do nothing, and nothing happened to them. So this was confusing to a lot of people when the BTS community was upset and trying to diminish Big Bang's contribution to the K-pop world and to the music world in general. So the interviewer went on Threads and asked basically what was going on, why the BTS community is upset. Like, I don't know what's happening. This then fully erupted into people saying that they never had a good feeling about her and that they always hated her and she's a terrible person. The thing that irks me the most is when people say, I've always had a bad feeling about this person. That makes me so angry, and it makes me feel like the people that are upset about this and what they're upset about is even less valid, because it's coming from people who have been looking for a reason to cancel her simply because why? She said V's voice was sexy, and then V liked the compliment. There was even people going as far as trying to report her, which I thought was interesting because who would they be reporting her to? The community has been very open about how much they hate the label. So you know very much the label does not have the community's back because the label probably also hates that part of the community too. At least that's how I would feel if I was part of the label. And then I was reading people reporting her to the label basically saying things like, she's a bad person because she involved herself in fan wars. That's not illegal. That's not even morally unethical. All these people in the community are currently involving themselves in the fan war. Why don't I individually go and try to find all of these people who are involved in these fan wars and look for their place of employment and try to report them? And also I could do that, but the person wouldn't get fired because employers would probably be like, that's none of our business. We don't care. People were also trying to get her fired from her place of employment and how she's been able to do the interviews, because I think she represents a magazine or a newspaper or something. And the bottom line is that magazine, newspaper is likely not going to care, just simply due to the fact that the whole world does not revolve around BTS. Even if she came out and completely insulted BTS and destroyed them and ripped them apart, the magazine does not have to fire her or do anything because the magazine's sales and all of those things do not revolve around BTS. And quite frankly, as amazing as the boys are, the world does not revolve around BTS. And things aren't done for the sole purpose of BTS, nor are things done with BTS in mind. And for some people in the community, it's pretty shocking when I have to say that, because most of them should already be aware of that. But that's not the only thing that is shocking. People were very shocked at how they believe JK deleted his Threads account. So JK doesn't have an Instagram account. He had a personal one not too long ago, and then he deleted that personal one, and now his personal one is the account with his dog, and he just posts videos of his dog. This account was believed to be attached to a Threads account. I think Threads automatically is created when you open an Instagram account, but maybe isn't fully activated until you decide to activate it. But once you do, pretty much anyone who is active on Threads that is following you on Instagram is going to automatically be following you on Threads. So people found out right away when they noticed that JK's account was allegedly not active anymore, or even the platform acting as if JK had never created one to begin with. A lot of people were questioning why he did this, and a lot of people were upset that he did this. Now, I don't know about other people, but my experience with Threads, which is obviously, I am on it, and I do post on it, but my experience with it has not been me wanting to create one. I found out I had a Threads account and it was active against my will. I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, because everyone else that I talked to told me that they had to activate it themselves. But for me, it was activated automatically, I think. And so if I wanted to be like, hey, I don't actually like Threads, I don't like the point of Threads, or I don't have anything I want to say on Threads, which is my reason, then I could just deactivate it. But there was also a point in which people thought if they did deactivate their Threads account, their Instagram account would follow that. However, recently there was a post that came out from the CEO or someone at Instagram that said that if you do disable your Threads account, your Instagram account will not be affected. But if you disable your Instagram account, your Threads account will be affected. So that is another theory as to why potentially JK decided to delete that account, and he may decide to reinstate it by the time you're watching this video. No, who knows? There have been a few theories and conspiracy theories, might I say, on what has been going on with JK. Of course, him being active and him doing things is going to lead people to believe in theories. And obviously an account being deactivated is going to be a big theory, as well as him apparently unfollowing everyone. So he basically used his dog's Instagram account as a personal account now. So he was commenting, he was posting things with captions that weren't necessarily related to his dog, but were just his thoughts. At least that's what it was believed. So the people that he followed, there were sometimes people like groups and friends and producers, I think. I'm not entirely sure, obviously, since he unfollowed everyone. I can't really explicitly say who he had followed. But unfollowing everyone, that's a statement. That's a big statement. People had a lot of theories as to this. One of them was this ongoing theory that JK and Winter from aespas are in a relationship together. So the theory goes that he was accidentally on her page and was stalking and looking through things, and then accidentally hit follow because it was believed that V did that with the V and Jenny thing. Now, in order for JK to combat that or whatever, he decided to unfollow everybody. I will say that the whole V and Jenny situation was as intense and crazy as it was simply because V at the time was only following 7 people. So the other members of the group, obviously, and then I think the other account would be the main official BTS account, which is who they're still following now. Like, I don't think that they're following any more than that now. So when that number immediately changes to 8, or that number jumps up and down, people are going to notice almost immediately. Whereas if someone was following like 332 people and they decide to follow one more, unfollow one, you're not really going to notice, and you might think, well, did they unfollow someone? Did they follow someone? But not fully know. And a lot of people are probably not going to sit there and go through 300 plus people. Now, this is the BTS community we're talking about, so maybe they will, but a lot of people probably wouldn't sit there and try to go through all 300 people to see if they're all there or who isn't there and who's new. So if he simply just wanted to pretend like he didn't follow Winter, and then he could have just left it like that, and people wouldn't have noticed. At least I think that. So I don't think that theory is correct. I think he is unfollowing everyone for a very specific reason, and we're probably about to see why. When you unfollow everyone and then you just follow one person, which is what I believe he will do, that ends up being a huge statement because people want to see who that person is. And so he might be trying to do that, and he might be launching something. And he might be launching a new Instagram account. Might be a brand account, and we might actually get to see what exactly he is working on right now. That is my thought, and that is my hope. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just leave a comment right here. Love you, bye.